For thousands of years, the Toltec civilization has been known throughout southern Mexico as men and women of knowledge. Historians often refer to the Toltec civilization as a race or nation. In truth, the Toltecs were a civilization of artists and scientists whose society was formed on the exploration and conservation of practices and the spiritual knowledge of the ancient civilizations. The Toltecs became known as masters or naguals and students at Teotihuacan. This ancient Aztec city, built of pyramids outside modern-day Mexico City, is called the city where man becomes God. Over the centuries, the Toltec naguals were compelled to hide their ancestral wisdom and preserve their existence in anonymity. European domination over Central America became associated with the rampant mishandling of personal power by a handful of rulers. The Toltecs made it essential to protect the wisdom from unprepared men who were not trained to use it wisely or who might deliberately misuse this knowledge for personal gain. Therefore, the esoteric Toltec knowledge was preserved and handed down through generations by various lineages of the Nagual. Even though this knowledge had remained shrouded in secrecy for hundreds of years, ancient prophecies speak of the coming of a time when it would become necessary for the ancient wisdom to be returned to the people. Don Miguel Ruiz is one such Nagual from the Eagle Knight lineage. He has been guided to share the powerful teachings of the Toltecs. Like all the sacred esoteric traditions found worldwide, Toltec knowledge arises from the same fundamental unity of truth. Even though it is not a religion, these principles honor all the spiritual masters who have taught on the earth. It is a way of life that embraces the spirit, distinguished by the ready accessibility of love, oneness, and happiness. 3,000 years ago, there was a human just like you and me, who lived near a city surrounded by mountains. This human was studying to become a medicine man. He was willing to learn the knowledge of his ancestors, but he didn't completely agree with everything he was learning. His heart told him, and he felt there must be something more. As he slept in a cave one night, he dreamed of seeing his body during his sleep. On the night of a new moon, he walked out of the cave and saw the sky was clear, filled with millions of stars. What happened then inside of him had forever transformed his life. He looked at his hands, and as he felt his body, he heard the voice within him say, "I am made of light, and I am made of stars." He glanced again at the stars, and he realized that it was not the stars that created light, but instead the light that created the stars. He said everything is made of light, and the space in between isn't empty. From that moment, he knew in his heart that everything which exists is one living organism, one living being. He realized that light is the messenger of life because it is alive and contains all information. Then he learned that although he was made of stars, he was not those stars. Then he thought, "I am in between the stars." He gave the stars the name tonal and called the light between the stars the Nagual. And he knew that what created the harmony and space between the two is called life and intent. If there was no life, the tonal and the Nagual could not exist. Life is the force of the complete, of the supreme, of the ultimate creator who creates everything. He came to the conclusion that everything in existence is a manifestation of the one living being we all call God. Everything is God, and he came to the finding that human perception is merely light perceiving light. He also saw that matter is a mirror, and everything is a mirror that reflects light and creates images of the light. And the world of illusion, the dream-like world, is just smoke that doesn't allow us to see what we truly are. He expressed that the real us is pure love and pure light. This realization transformed his life. Once he knew who and what he truly was, he looked around at the rest of nature and other humans and was astonished at the things he had seen. He saw himself in everything. He felt oneness with everything. In the earth, in the water, in the rain, in the clouds, in every tree, in every leaf, in every animal, and in every human. And he saw that life, that love, and intent mixed the tonal and the Nagual in different ways to create infinite manifestations of life. He needed but a few moments to comprehend everything. He was filled with excitement, and his heart was overcome with peace. There were no words to explain what he felt to his people, what he had discovered. He tried to relate to the others, but they could not understand him. The others could see he had changed, that something beautiful was radiating from his eyes and his voice. He was no longer like anyone else. They noticed that he was free of judgment about anything or anyone. He understood everyone very well, and yet no one could understand him. Everyone believed that he was an embodiment of God, and he smiled when he heard this, and he proclaimed, "It is true. I am God, and you are also God. We are the same, you and I. We are images of light. We all are God." But still, the people didn't understand him. He had discovered he was a mirror for the rest of the people, a reflection in which he could see himself. Everyone is a mirror, he said. He saw himself in everyone, but nobody saw him as themselves. And he realized that everyone was dreaming, but without awareness or knowledge of what they truly are. They couldn't see him as themselves because there was a barrier of fog or smoke between the mirrors, and that the fog barrier created the interpretation of images of light, the dream humans dreamt. He knew that one day, all that he had realized, he would forget. He wanted to remember all his visions, so this man decided to name himself the Smokey Mirror, so that he would always be aware that matter is a mirror, and the smoke in between is what prevents us from knowing what we truly are. Then he said, "I am the Smokey Mirror because I am looking at myself in all of you. But we don't recognize each other because of the smoke in between us. That smoke is the dream, and the mirror is you, the dreamer." Life is easy with eyes closed. It is all a big misunderstanding. The only understanding you must come to is that everyone is you, that God is you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to never miss out on new videos, and always stay on top of life.